Kicking things off with a bang, the political landscape is reeling after the shocking assassination of Charlie Kirk. This conservative firebrand, a key ally of Donald Trump and co-founder of Turning Point USA, was killed in a targeted attack, sending shockwaves through the nation. But the story doesn't end there. Charlie Kirk's death has ignited a firestorm, with conservatives now launching their own version of cancel culture against critics, demanding accountability and even firings across campuses and media outlets. We're diving deep into the fallout. Meanwhile, the controversy spills across the pond as British rappers Bob Vylan face visa revocation after one member's disturbing comments about Kirk's assassination, sparking a debate about who's woke, enough, and the weaponization of online outrage. And in a surprising turn, Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew stands by his family's minister, Nahanni Fontaine, over her controversial comments on Charlie Kirk's death, rejecting calls for her dismissal and urging empathy instead. What does this mean for political discourse? Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. The political right is fighting back. Conservatives launch cancel culture against critics after Charlie Kirk's assassination. In the wake of the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk, a prominent conservative activist and ally of Donald Trump, a powerful backlash is emerging from the right. Many on the right are now seeking to ostracize or even fire individuals who have expressed critical or unsympathetic views following Kirk's death, effectively weaponizing tactics previously associated with the left. Kirk, the CEO and co-founder of Turning Point USA, was a significant figure in conservative youth outreach and a vocal supporter of President Trump. His assassination during an outdoor debate event at Utah Valley University has sent shockwaves through the political spectrum. Following the incident, a campaign has been launched by public officials and conservative influencers to target those deemed to have promoted hate speech or shown a lack of sympathy. This has already resulted in the dismissal of teachers, government workers, and a TV pundit. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy publicly called for American Airlines to fire pilots he accused of celebrating Kirk's assassination, highlighting the intensity of the response. This aggressive pushback is seen by many Republicans as a direct response to what they perceive as an attack on their political movement, especially in light of other threats against political figures. The public reaction has been swift and polarized. While some conservatives view these actions as justified consequences for perceived disrespect and incitement, civil liberties advocates express concern over the broader implications for free speech and the potential for a chilling effect on discourse. Utah Governor Spencer Cox has urged caution, noting that the suspect's motive is still under investigation, while also acknowledging the political undertones. The events surrounding Kirk's death are increasingly seen as a test of national tolerance for political differences, with social media playing a significant role in amplifying both outrage and calls for retribution. This intense political fallout is just the beginning. Stay with us as we unpack more on this developing story. Next, we investigate the global repercussions as British rappers face visa bans over their extreme reactions to Kirk's death. The fallout from Charlie Kirk's assassination sparks a conservative cancel culture movement targeting critics on U.S. campuses. Following the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, a significant shift is occurring within conservative circles, with a pronounced effort to hold critics accountable through what is being described as a new wave of cancel culture. This movement is particularly active on college campuses and within media organizations, aiming to silence or punish those who have spoken out against Kirk or expressed unsympathetic views about his assassination. Charlie Kirk, a prominent figure in conservative youth engagement and a close associate of former President Donald Trump, was tragically killed in Utah. His assassination has galvanized many on the right, who feel that their movement and its figures are under attack. In response, they are now employing aggressive tactics, including public pressure campaigns, demands for firings, and ostracism against individuals and institutions perceived as hostile to conservative viewpoints. Reports indicate that several educators and media personalities have already faced professional repercussions due to comments made in the aftermath of Kirk's death. This development has ignited a fierce debate about free speech, political accountability, and the evolving nature of activism in the digital age. While supporters argue these actions are necessary to counter perceived anti-conservative bias and hate speech, critics worry about the potential for overreach and the suppression of dissenting opinions. The situation highlights the deep political divisions in the country and the potent role that online discourse plays in shaping real-world consequences. But the impact of Kirk's assassination isn't confined to the US. It's creating international ripples. Get ready to hear about how British rappers are now in the crosshairs of US immigration policy after their controversial remarks. Far-left British rappers Bob Vylan face US visa revocation following controversial comments on Charlie Kirk's assassination. The global repercussions of Charlie Kirk's assassination are escalating, with US authorities taking swift action against members of the British rap duo Bob Vylan. Following online outrage over vocalist Pascal Robinson Foster's remarks gloating about Kirk's death at a concert in Amsterdam, the US State Department has revoked his visa, barring him from entering the country. This action, reportedly triggered by Robinson Foster's earlier chant of death to the IDF at the Glastonbury Festival, signifies a heightened level of scrutiny and a willingness by the US government to leverage immigration policy in response to perceived incendiary speech. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau's public announcement on X underscored the administration's stance, signaling that the mainstream right is increasingly adept at harnessing digital outrage for political ends, though critics suggest they still lag behind the left in translating this energy into concrete policy. The incident is framed within a broader context of escalating political polarization and the weaponization of online discourse. The alleged assassin of Kirk, Tyler Robinson, is reported to have been radicalized in far-left online communities, further fueling conservative anger towards progressive movements. The response to Kirk's death, including widespread calls for sanctions against those celebrating it, mirrors the intense public policing scene after the death of George Floyd, but with a conservative focus on retribution and policy change, such as designating Antifa as domestic terrorists or prescribing transgender ideology in schools. The situation has prompted renewed discussions about cancel culture and the decay of 20th century norms regarding offensive speech. While conservatives are increasingly mobilizing online, questions remain about their ability to translate this digital momentum into substantive institutional change, a feat the left is seen as having accomplished more effectively following the Floyd protests. This international controversy is heating up, but closer to home, a political leader is making waves by defending a minister against cancel culture. We're heading to Canada next, where a premier is taking a stand on controversial comments made about Charlie Kirk's death. Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew defends family's minister Nahanni Fontaine over Charlie Kirk comments, rejecting cancel culture. In a surprising move, Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew has publicly backed his family's minister Nahanni Fontaine, stating he does not believe in cancel culture and will not fire her over controversial online comments made regarding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Fontaine had reshared a post calling Kirk a racist, xenophobic, transphobic, Islamophobic individual, and stated she had absolutely no empathy for him. Premier Kinew urged for empathy and understanding, telling reporters that it is a harder task to work through disagreements than to simply dismiss someone. He emphasized the importance of fostering a society where free expression and debate can occur, even among those with whom one disagrees. Fontaine has since issued an apology, expressing regret for sharing the post and acknowledging that violence has no place in democracy, with political debate best achieved through words and discussion. This decision has ignited debate, with some commending Kinew's stance against cancel culture and advocating for compassion, while others criticize Fontaine's initial remarks as insensitive and inappropriate, especially given Kirk's recent assassination. The situation highlights the complex and often contentious nature of public discourse surrounding sensitive events, particularly when political figures are involved. Fontaine's apology aims to de-escalate the situation, but the underlying tensions regarding political commentary and accountability remain. This political tightrope walk is a stark reminder of how divided our nation is. But before we go, a rapid-fire recap of all the drama you missed today. All right, DramaCast fam, that's all the explosive news for today. We saw conservatives launching a fierce, cancel culture backlash after Charlie Kirk's assassination, British rappers facing visa bans for their shocking comments, and a Canadian premier defending a minister against calls for dismissal. What a whirlwind. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to DramaCast for all your breaking news, ring that notification bell so you never miss an update, drop a comment below with your thoughts, and follow us on all our socials. We'll see you next time.